Hello and welcome to the RDS. It's pretty empty here right now, but Pint of You is here for the Irish Craft Beer and Whiskey Festival right here. The tables behind me here are empty now. About an hour's time it's going to be full up, it's going to be jammed, it's going to be crazy. We're going to hunt some of the brewers right now before it gets crazy, and then a few more when it's all a bit nonsense later on. Let's get drinking. So I'm here with Sue. In the last video we met Sue's husband Phil. Unfortunately John Duffy got in the way of that video. There's no John Duffy in sight this time. Sue, tell us about this beer.
Okay, well Sneaky Ale is the third beer we're adding to our core range, and it's a dark cumbery style ale. So
Now there's a style we don't hear too much of in Ireland.
no, I suppose it's based on a friend of Phil's is actually from that part of England and was always bringing us back samples of beer from there. We really liked it. So the recipe is based on those beers that we sampling. So it's kind of sort of blackberry aroma, and
Let's give it a go.
chocolate.
Definitely getting that bit of blackberry in your own hands. Yeah, no, it's sort of a fruity but very, very sort of all. Oh, that's very, very smooth. What's the percentage in that? Yeah, I think that's got to be sessionable or else it's dangerous.
Yeah, most of our beers, except for when we had a special crazy course, that was a high percentage. Most of our sessions.
So this is a great one, I think, for spring or summer's evening, guys. It's going to work very well, very smooth, go down nice and easy. So obviously there's a lot of beer here, but sometimes you need to cleanse the palate. And Elaine here from the Dublin Cookie Company is here to help out. So Elaine, tell us about what you guys do.
We make handmade cookies made with Irish ingredients. It's American style cookies made with Irish ingredients. We've lots of different types. We have some good cookies, chocolate chips, some of your classic ones, and some more adventurous ones then like sea salt caramel or something we can. And then we do a range of cookie sandwiches, which is just cookies with a filling in between.
Or as I like to call it, really fattening. So Elaine, now obviously a lot of these work for pretty much any circumstance, obviously. But I'm here drinking beer, so if I want to cleanse my palate before I find another beer, what's your best cookie for that?
Well, we actually have one especially for the show. This one here is our
Let's pull it out there.
This is our dark chocolate stout with Irish cream flavours.
So if you've had stout, it's actually pretty much ideal.
Pretty much goes right with it.
Oh yeah, that's a great balancer actually, yeah. So I'm like, now for people who aren't here this weekend, where can they typically find your cookies?
We are in a number of markets around the city. We're in East Point Village Market on Wednesdays, Sandyford on Fridays. We also stock a couple of cafes like Clement and Heathrow in town and Green Door Bakery in
And who doesn't like cookies?
Well, personally, as a company, we like to listen to the consumers and give them the choice in terms of what they want. And see, there's a nice upsurge at the minute. You can see in Ireland there's a big growth in consumers drinking cider. So we're listening to what our customers are saying, and we're coming out with our own take on cider. So this is our Fallen Apple. It's a medium dry cider, and we first brought it out at the All Tech Festival a few weeks ago. Where the feedback was great, and it went down really well. The proof is in the pudding, as to say, and until you try it, you won't know what to judge it by. But from what we've heard, and also the bronze award it picked up at the All Tech Festival, it seems to be going down. Good treat with customers, you know.
So we're here with Derek from 8 Degrees. He's a little bit nervous here. We're having Enigma, which is a new pale ale from 8 Degrees. Derek's going all in. So Derek, this is a very different pale ale for one particular reason.
Really old-fashioned, very spiced syrup.
And that's just what happens if people just come over and hand a drink to somebody out of nowhere. So Derek, as you were saying, Enigma, it's a special beer.
It marks the first European appearance of the Enigma hop, all the way from Tasmania.
And so, what's different about the Enigma hop?
That's what's enigmatic about it, really, is that you have to taste it and see for yourself.
Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Getting an awful lot of orange actually in the nose here. Is that about right? The old-fashioned. Still getting a lot of orange in the nose with that old-fashioned pushed away. Are you sure about that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to taste it to find out. It's definitely hoppy, but it's almost like someone made like a curved shape in the flavour. Is the best way to describe this. Which is a bit of an odd way of phrasing it. It's sort of like a very rounded hop.
There isn't much of a sting in the tail, really. It kind of comes back around in a very pleasant mellow kind of fashion.
Yeah, no, it's not hitting me hard. It's not, but like it's kind of weird. It's like imagine bitterness without feeling the bitterness. Is the best way to describe it. Like you can sense there's something going on there, and you can definitely enjoy the flavour, but Derek's right here. You've got to actually try this to find out. And just with one sip, it's worth trying. Here it's Simon from Wicklow Wolf. And Simon, tell us what we're trying here.
This is a Solar Eclipse Saison. It's a special beer we brewed for our launch next week, which is going to happen. But it's next week on the 20th of March. It's a Solar Eclipse.
Well, that's timing. So tell us about what's going on with this flavor-wise and stuff.
So this is a Saison. It's a typical French Belgian farmhouse style ale.
Oh yeah, you're getting some of that beatiness off it. Like.
Yes, and you'll also get some spice and some pepper from it.
Okay, let's do some taste. Definitely get that pepper on the side, and that's alright. Like, yeah, really nice feel to it. It's still a bit smooth, though, despite having the spice.
Yeah, it's very drinkable, even at 6.5%. That is actually darker than the Saison style would normally be. Because it's the Solar Eclipse, we decided we would brew it slightly darker. And it's also when Wolf can howl at the moon during the day.
I'm here with Lee from Wicklow Brewery, and we're having one of the more imaginatively titled beers now, which is WB40. So it's obviously not like, you know, WD40. So what does it actually do?
Well, we kind of mirrored it all on the WD-40 goal and the whole marketing of it, lubricate your senses, but really it's a really crafty beer. It's got a lot going on, it's got a start, it's got a middle, it's got an end, so you've got like an intense caramel, peachy middle. But then for those of us who love the crafty beer, we don't want to end with that kind of taste, we want a real hoppy kind of end to it all. So it's got a lovely little hoppy end that you're tasting as you go, start, middle and end, and there's a nice hoppy aftertaste.
It's very, very mild hoppy aroma off it. Now, while I'm drinking this, tell us about Wicklow Brewery and how you guys are going and what you're doing now.
Yeah, we basically are based in Redcross. We've got a lot of tourists coming down, and they were for years asking us to try a local beer, and we couldn't offer them a local beer. So then we listened to the voices, and we said, listen, this is what people want. We've got Nicky Finn's pub, and there was like a building beside it, so it made perfect sense to knock a wall, knock a door, or build a brewery.
This is such a summary period just tasting it as well. Like, you know, obviously we're in March now, but you guys are looking ahead to that June, July market.
Yes.
Like, I'm just looking at this, it's going to really, when I'm thinking of the pubs in the summer, outside beer gardens, and those 3 days of sunshine we get. They're the 3 days you're targeting.
Yes, definitely. The summer season kicked off today. Believe it or not, it's sunny today. You can see the tourists speaking in. It's fantastic today. Craft beer is a tourist product, but I think the other night the whole pubs and the whole craft beer scene, it's all tied up together. It's all craft beer, you're not going to drink 20 pints of it. It's a lot more going on, so you'll savour it, you'll enjoy it.
Okay. It's my job to do that for you. Now, as you guys know, no one walks in the craft beer. Usually a friend helps along the way. John here, you know, best man for his wedding. He's recently a father. Beth, not Emer as you thought it was.
Yeah,
Beth.
baby Beth.
Baby Beth.
The wife is calling her Liz, but I'm pushing for Beth.
The wife usually wins that. I know his wife. Yeah, she's gonna be Liz. But John, so you're in some crazy beers. So when you're looking for a beer, what are you basically hoping for?
Something different I had before. I'm a big fan of the coffee state. I'm Garvin do a good one, and I make it myself from time to time. I got a brown ale here from.
Tell us about that beer you got here.
Yeah, I got a brown ale for some brewery I've never heard of. It's pretty decent actually. You don't see many brown ales of age. I lived in Newcastle for a bit where they have a brown ale, but it's pretty mediocre to be honest.
I should warn you all, John's Coffee Stout. Well, the second go round is fine. First go round, we were out in the Montrose Hotel. John snuck some in, I know, crazy. And so we had a pint each, and we did a second pint. And we couldn't drink any more, and it wasn't because of the ABV.
It's because of the coffee.
It was the CBV. The caffeine by volume was too high.
A small bit of coffee goes a long way, yeah.
As we learned with experience, and as the brewers here do, they have experience. They trial out their beers first. I'm here with Connor from Stationworks Brewery. Connor, tell us about your brewery.
Stationworks Brewery is up in Newry. We're the largest craft brewery in Northern Ireland. We have a production facility up there capable of doing 20,000 hectolitres. We produce currently 3 products, our Cask Ale range, Finn, which is an Irish craft lager, and Fox Rock, which is just brand new. We just opened 6 months ago, and we just started brewing and releasing our beers into the market.
Now, Connor, I'm pretty good at accents. You don't sound like you're from Newry.
No, I'm originally Longford man. So
Longford, great stuff.
Brought me all the way up there. I was in the Middle East for 5 years and then up to Newry, so
fantastic.
Well travelled.
And how did you get into beer?
Like everybody, was drinking it from 18, 19 years of age, and then my palate matured. I actually got into wine, whiskey, and then IPM all the way around the beer.
And it's interesting you mentioned wine, because sort of the palate feel of this stout is actually a bit more like a red wine than a stout in terms of how it feels on my tongue.
Yeah, it's a black malt. It's quite smooth. It's got a nice sort of structure to it, I feel.
Definitely.
It's very interesting. It's a lot different to it. A lot of the stouts out there, it's not very stringent, where some stouts can slightly be, where this is actually very much less. It's very mellow, I suppose, as well. You get a little bit structure.
Really, there's a lot going on, but it's a smoothness on my palate. Like, you know, it's a different kind of. When I say a lot of beers here are smooth. There are different kinds of smooth. This is smooth the way a red wine is, so you feel like sipping. Even though I'm guessing it's still though about I would say 7%
Yeah, it is indeed. It's 4.2%. So it's.
No, don't worry, I can chug red wine. But like, it's a different sort of taste experience.
It is. Yeah. No. All our beers are, I suppose, entry into craft beer is what we're trying to do. So to make people who were drinking like mainstream products, to make them sort of comfortable and warm coming into craft. So that's what we're all about, and that's our point of difference, I suppose. Everyone has to have a point of difference, and that for us is ours. It's people who are just getting into craft beers and want to try something, and it's not over hopped or it's not over too much alcohol. Whereas it's something different, and everywhere else niche. That's our.
So I'm here with Joe from White Hag Brewery. Joe, obviously we got a bit of music on the background here, so we'll speak a bit. Joe, tell us about this beer.
This is the Blackboard, and it's probably still currently I think the strongest stout brewed in Ireland. Recently won
Number 2 in Pure, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Number 2 Pure Beer of the Year. And it was beaten by the Full Irish, which I know from my own experience is an extraordinary beer. So
fantastic.
So there's no shame in losing to the Full Irish, I gotta say. Now, you're saying it's the strongest stout in Ireland. The scary part is, it doesn't smell like the strongest stout in Ireland. It smells like a strong, but not incredibly strong beer.
Hiding the alcohol has a lot to do with basically the amount of malt that goes in it. So,
yeah, because the malt actually, the taste is covering the coffee a little bit here.
well, shouldn't really be much coffee flavor.
I'm getting a tiny bit of coffee, I gotta say, like off this.
That'd be your roasted barley. Lots of roasted barley. It's also made with oatmeal, which kind of helps add to the mouthfeel.
Oatmeal with stout as well. I would say recent. I don't mean like the last year, but like the last couple of years that was more popular in stout, obviously. What's it doing to the overall texture and body?
Yeah, well, the thing about oatmeal is it basically adds lipids. So you're basically adding protein that adds a silkiness, mouthfeel.
And it is a silky beer going down.
Yeah.
But like what's interesting though is it's very smooth. But unlike a lot of beers, their strength, which are deceptive in their strength, I do feel a desire to drink this slowly.
We should.
Yeah.
You should. To me, this is sitting in front of the fire. Feet up, relaxing, sipping. It's not. You're not drinking it by the pints. You're
Definitely not.
having a nice snifter glass, maybe. Swirling and stuff, enjoying it, allowing it to warm up, allowing all the flavors to come up. That's what I
And apart from that slight bump at the end, we've had our no try-by errors so far in this production. I'm here with Kevin from Independent Brewing and Cowrua, Cundinagaliava. Kevin, I'm going to do this in English because most of our viewers don't speak English. I am, of course, Gaelgor and it is Sean McGuelga. Kevin, first of all, I'm going to ask for your IPA, but there's a beer I'm far more interested in here. So, your IPA first, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, our IPA now is a special brew just for the festival here for St. Patrick's Day. So it's nice hoppy, 7%. And we use a few different hops that we hadn't really used before together in our beers. And citrus, summer, a little bit of Cascade, a little bit of citrusy flavour coming through. Very easy to drink, very tasty. Try some.
I'll try some afterwards, but on camera we're trying one beer and one beer only because green beer has a terrible rep in Ireland. Kevin is here to prove that rep wrong. Kevin, pour me some green beer.
Green beer is something that we're...
It's not an American thing, and I have been for years mocking the idea of green beer, but I've been assured we got natural ingredients here. This dye is natural. It's not like what they did to the River of Living for that film a few years ago, Flubber. So I'm just going to put this out a bit more on camera to say how green it is. It is a very, very limey green beer. Okay, so Kevin, what's going on with green beer?
This is actually our independent cold ale, and just for St. Patrick's Day we said it's a bit green. We said that during the tournaments in Egypt, we can try our beer. And we partnered with a company called Organic Spirulina, and we actually use spirulina as the colour output
And it doesn't taste you put random garbage in. It does taste very natural, I gotta say. So, Kevin, I find out a green beer that I actually like. So 2 weeks ago, we were in the Alltech Festival, and Rick here was with me, and I had a few too many beers at the time. And you know, now it's early on, so I'm actually sober for once talking to Rick. Rick Kinnegar, not Kinnegar, as I've been saying it wrong for about a year and a half. You've got a very interesting coffee-based beer here.
Yeah, we call it the cup and saucer. If anybody knows why we call it the cup and saucer, there's a free beer and everybody can figure it out.
Okay, well, you know, it's like, I can't figure it out, but can you pour me one try and camera?
Sure, absolutely.
This is extreme generosity from Rick here. So Kinnegar, in case you're unaware, they're in Donegal, but one of the things I notice whenever I drink their beers is how ridiculously fresh they all are. No matter what the style is, there's an incredibly fresh taste of them. So I'm just going to tell me about this beer.
What we do is we made about 1,000 liters of this. There's about 25 liters of a very, very kind of fresh, old infused Ethiopian coffee in there.
Okay.
So old infused to kind of keep the bittering down, but kind of keep the full kind of coffee flavor. So it's a very nice kind of fruity coffee.
And it's interesting because the coffee is in the aroma, but it's really in the flavour. And it's a fruity coffee.
Yeah.
So now, my man on camera here, John, he is used to make coffee stout. His challenge was never ABV; it was CBV, caffeine by volume. So was that a challenge for you guys?
Well, I have to say I wouldn't know what the CBV of this one is. I could probably work it out based on the ratio of the coffee to the actual beer. ABV is about 6.25.
So on the upside, even if you're not worried about the CBV, the ABV is enough to say 1 or 2 of these in a night, and you're probably okay.
You're probably okay.
Excellent stuff. Well, Rick, once again, you delivered a beer where the very flavour is ludicrous fresh. Like I always say, this is the beer of heads. You know, these guys, like, you know, every other beer, there's a lot of great beers across Ireland. Whenever I open a Kinnegar, no matter how long since it's been bottled, it's ridiculously fresh. And once again, you hit on the nose here.
That's great to hear. Thank you very much.
Great stuff. So we're here with White Gypsy, and we're going to try the Australian Pale Ale. On you here, let's give it a go. Okay, now, so we're looking at it's kind of a dark for an Australian ale, I gotta say.
Yeah, well,
So tell us about this beer on you.
this, as it says on the tin, is an Australian ale.
Good day.
Good day, thanks. It's a bit darker than normal Australian ales, but we've seen over the last years a lot of darker ales in South Australia. Yeah, all
There's an
Australian.
interesting combination going on there with the hop side, yeah.
All Australian substars used. So a bit more floral than what you get on this side of the world.
Yeah, it's sort of this combination of it's very watery hops and the bitterness mostly the back end very like.
Yes. So you should get kind of like pink grapefruit. I know it's worth the wait. Quite light on the front and then the bitterness.
It's a very light initial taste and then suddenly the kick comes in.
Yeah,
Like,
so it's quite an easy drinking ale.
So now, you were saying you're a gypsy brewer in Pint Gypsy itself. So tell us about like your own experience in beer.
I have been brewing in Australia for the last 8 years.
And are you back in Ireland now?
So now I'm back in Ireland, about to start.
You see, Enda, it's working. It's working, Enda.
So yeah, just starting up a new brewery and distillery in Bron.
Oh, great stuff. Bron, of course, doing quite well. We've got cider breweries there. We've got like, you know, that Cody's and Paul going on there.
No, we're separate.
Another brewery again. So what are you going to be called?
We haven't really decided yet.
So await the unnamed brewery in Drogheda, Pint of Few viewers.
Yeah.
Here with Rick, who's best known as a DJ, but Rick, you also like your beer.
I do like good beer.
So you're here at the festival. What are you looking forward to here?
I've only been here about 5 minutes. I've already been over to the 8 Degrees lads because I'm convinced they don't make a bad beer and never have a very clean one. So I've had some Enigmas, which is the new one that I'm just interested in. It's about kind of taking your time and working my way around the room. I did this a couple of years ago and I was a newbie at the time and I lasted 2 hours and I had to go home because I just didn't pace myself correctly. So it's about going around and for something like this, it's about finding what's on here that you can get in at home.
Exactly.
So I can get it at home.
And of course, let's say you're saying the whole knowing what you're able to handle, because a lot of these beers are high percentage alcohol, and you're used to your 4.3s, your 4.4s. That's a big thing, isn't it?
It happened to me on more than one occasion where I realised that's fantastic. I must have another one of those, and they're 10% or 12%, and then.
So I'm here with Barry here from the Dingle Brewery, distillery, beside the Porterhouse, obviously in Dublin. So Barry, obviously you guys have a lot going on. Distillery, little bar you have just right there on Nassau Street. What's the gin?
Basically, the gin is the first artisan gin that was pushed to market 2 years ago.
And for people who aren't working, you got a lot of gin drinkers drinkers who watch us, and when they think gin, they're not thinking glass. So you guys, artisan gin, what's the difference?
Basically, artisan gin is basically small batch. Yeah. So we're currently producing 600 litres at a time.
So very small amounts for the highest quality.
Highest quality, 42.5%.
So can we try a tiny bit here, Mark? Can we try a tiny bit here on camera?
Yeah.
Now guys, as you know, I drink a lot for you guys on camera. Remember, don't drink to the level I drink at home, unless you've got someone to drive you home, or your bed's beside you. So that's good.
What you going to get from that?
Oh yeah. That's interesting. Immediately, it's much more floral than gin. Like, you know, normally martini, you're going to do a few things with it, a little floral. Like with this, it's straight away to the gin itself. So yeah, I'm going to sip this, I'm not going to down it. And, oh, it's a good gin, sip it.
So the unique thing about that
that's very nice.
The botanicals that we use, Celtic botanicals, native very region.
Brilliant.
So you probably have your hog myrtle, you've got fuchsia, you've got heather, you've got hawthorn, you've got roseberry.
And even if you can hear it there, guys, trust me, this is really, really floral, very beautiful gin. Like, I wouldn't go any rocks, I wouldn't go any mixer. This is straight up, very neat, very slow, beautiful, really crisp gin. So I'm here with Shane from Rising Suns Brewery, obviously the louder part of the evening here now. So Shane here has been told to shout when talking to you.
Okay, and I can shout, man.
And thank goodness for that. So Shane, before we drink your beer here, where are you guys from?
We're from Cork.
We're in Cork. Because Cork's a big place.
Cork is huge. We're on Cork Market Street in Cork.
Beautiful part of the city, I gotta say.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Beautiful part of the city, I gotta say.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
So tell us the spear, Shane.
This is Survivor. We need a head on it. It's a collaboration brew with the Bear Irish Brewing Company in New Hampshire. It's a rye pale ale.
I'm getting a rye straight away. Sam Meyer, Calvin, now you're watching New Hampshire representing in this beer for sure. So you guys have the Cork, it's an incredible beer scene right now. Bit of Cranwell, like I you hear, we've done them soon enough. Like, we talk about craft beer in Ireland, we think with 20 years, it's been a very up and down route. You guys now in the city, Rising Suns. How are you guys coming along yourselves?
We're going very well at the minute. We only opened our doors last August. We have beer in about 16 accounts at the minute. We're pretty much saturating Cork, and we're starting with two pubs in Dublin that make their beer. So things are going good.
That's great. We can't have a Cork beer without mentioning the godfather of Cork beer, Shane Long. Shane Long, great guy. I've interviewed him. Lovely dude. How has Shane helped you guys out?
In so many ways. Personally, he gave me loads of help. I've studied, he provided in his pub for study courses, which I attended. He always will answer a question for you.
Well, I gotta say, I'm thinking here, there's a very American feel to this rye beer. I mean, I'm getting the Cork, genuinely. But I'm also in New Hampshire. Sam, I'm going to see you in Madrid. I'm telling you, Rising Suns, we're going to send you bottles to New Hampshire, man. Your family's going to love this. Okay, so a little bit earlier in this video, we met Barry. We're drinking gin. Barry, we're going a bit milder this time, aren't we? So Porterhouse Red, let's give it a go. It's a classic of Dublin craft brewing. One of the earliest really nice craft brewers here. Barry, let's give it a go. Now I say classic to me because Dublin's craft brew scene, it's had sort of 3 generations in about 14 years. It's a very long time. It's a very short time, every 3 generations, unless you're in Arkansas. You know, basically, so Barry, obviously, let's go now on the first. Like Porterhouse, you guys were like, obviously, we formed the Porterhouse. The Porterhouse guys behind it were the first craft brewers in Ireland. You were in Wicklow first, in Blessington, then you went to Bray, then you came to the city itself. Like, your history really in Ireland is like, you know, it's fascinating, isn't it?
Basically, the pioneers of craft industry in Ireland. I think next year we're going to be 20 years old. And we've got basically a range of beers, you probably have 14 different types of beer.
And just for context here, because like, you know, we got a lot of Erdinger drinkers who watch us. The first brewing where you bring Erdinger on top, and Erdinger is not that great of a beer. But when the Porterhouse brought Erdinger to Dublin,
it was like a huge event basically. It was like suddenly got this wheat beer, we weren't used to wheat beer, give us a try brew, it didn't work out. Porterhouse brought it in, and it was like, so Porterhouse brought it more earlier, but then you went there and you thought, here's this red, totally different experience.
So basically, the red is an Irish red ale. It's a nitro. So basically, it's kind of it's a two-part sentence.
Yeah. And that's why we're waiting, by the way.
It's our, I would say it's our biggest seller.
It's probably your neatest beer as well, you could say. It's really smooth.
Smooth, good session beer, it's 4.2. So after your night out, you're going the next day, get you back into it, you can really get a point.
Now, as soon as you said it, when you're dying the next day, red's a good beer. So about, let's say 8 years ago, I was down at the Portishead bar, you know, a pub obviously Barry knows very well. And then a friend from Scotland came over, and he told me he's gonna have to because my girlfriend's buddy only started that early. He goes, okay, I'll be there with you. And here on camera right now was with me there at that time. And we go, Rasmus 4X because it's Michael Collins' drink. So we're gonna drink it. Yeah, by the time I left the bar to go to Doyle's, with some friends, we're about 10 yards back, we could smell the hops from my breath. So this is a bit more mild, if it's fair to say. This is red.
We call this our fruit and nuts. It's very malty, like caramel notes.
Really caramelly. And obviously it's continue to like because we're doing some stuff on stage here. But like, this is such a beautifully smooth beer, really, Barry.
This is, before I joined the Porterhouse, this would be my go-to.
So I think with this beer as well, it's like, in terms of texture, it's not like Don Smith's, but it just goes down better, basically. That's the difference. It's a much richer flavor.
And so today we have 3 types of sausages. We have black pudding sausage, the original Irish pork sausage, and the fennel and chili sausage. So we serve our sausages with a mixture of sauces and things. So we have the barbecue sauce, ketchup, mustard, onions, and a nice slaw.
Before I bite,
Yep,
how's David feeling?
pretty confident.
Okay, that's a good, that's what I like. Point of view, we want confidence. Oh, I'm not drunk enough. Yeah. That's gonna kill me. Oh.
What's the verdict?
That is a good sausage, guys.
So we're here on Saturday now, and I was a bit louder than yesterday. We were just in the warming up stage. Got Tom here from Creams in Kerry, of course. Tom, how are you guys getting on?
Very good, yeah. It's been a good show so far. We're really starting into yesterday, so far so good. Great attendance. Oh, great interest in the product.
And I got your product right here. Tell us a little bit about this lager.
So basically, it's a fresh lager. All brewed and drinking in house. We sell it to those in Dublin more than Emmet Cole and here. The only Irish beer on our industry.
I'm doing my thesis on craft beer, so I'm just trying to find out a bit about why people drink it, and you know what. Apart from getting the obvious reason for getting drunk, obviously, but what are people's motivations? What are the differences between, I think, craft beer and the regular mainstream beers?
And what was your motivation to do this as a thesis?
Well, I love beer. I think as an Irish person, I think we're world renowned for being kind of beer enthusiasts. So I think it's kind of appropriate to be here on Patrick's weekend, sampling different Irish beers.
So one man who has sort of part inspired this show and has also inspired me to actually buy a microphone, the host of the Irish Craft Beer Show, Brian Condor. Brian, Sláinte. So Brian, I'm currently having all next honey barrel, bourbon barrel, blah blah blah, the really strong ale they have basically, which doesn't taste to 12% it's claiming to be. That's kind of dangerous. What have you enjoyed this show?
Well, right now I'm having Fallen Idol from the brewing, which is not looking great, but tasting amazing.
It is a very ugly beer, actually. We are in 24 megapixel on this, so that should hopefully get the ugliness of this beer out. But it does taste nice, doesn't it?
It tastes brilliant. I was talking to them earlier. They were saying all trouble beers are unfiltered, and that's not a book. It's a feature.
It's a feature, yeah.
It's a feature.
And like you see, but also like I think with the Wolf, there's an unfiltered one at the moment. And like with the Wolf, I've been wary of them so far. I've been thinking, you know, there's not a lot going on. They got a saison with this festival, which I've really enjoyed. It's earlier in this video, you'll have seen it. And yeah, no, it's great to see all these specials out for the festival, isn't it?
Oh, it is. One of the breweries that I'm hanging on attention to right is the White Hag Brewery.
Yeah, very interesting brewery.
Currently they have an oatmeal stout that they are passing through through coffee beans to give you the proper breakfast morning stout, which if you haven't tried it, you can try it. But another reason I'm paying attention to White Hag is most of their beer is exported, so the only time we get to sample this beer is A, if we go on holidays to New York, or B, if we go to these beer festivals.
I didn't actually realize that was White Hag. Okay. So there's something I did not know, although I have often found White Hag in a bag of wine, so thank you wines.
They have their few domestic ones.
Yeah.
Their entire range we can't get it here.
And that's a very interesting thing for a lot of people watching to drink. They kind of go, well, these are all Irish brewers, I can't get them in my hometown. Some of these beers, they're either for you to get with me. This is Fallen Idol from Trouble Brewing. As I was saying earlier, this is not a clean beer to look at. It's very ugly, very unfiltered. Despite that, we're getting so much of the flavor here already going on. There's this bitter, kind of sort of almost bitter chocolatey sort of aftertaste to it, but the initial feeling was real smoothness. Works very, very well. Definitely giving it a go. So now I'm with a guy who's been a regular on this show from the start, even though he kind of wasn't meant to be in the last episode. John, what have you been liking at this festival?
Hi, Emmet. I've really been liking I'm on the Wicklow Wolf Solar Eclipse Saison, so it's kind of a nice copper-coloured Saison. Really good, not too dry, not
How
too...
you know it feels?
The Oh Brother Bonita has been pretty good as well, very nice.
I've got some friends here from South Boston, or Boston in general. How do you find your beer festival?
It's awesome. It's fun. It's fun.
Is it your first time in Dublin?
Yeah.
So how long are you here for?
Wednesday. We're here for St. Patrick's Day.
So you guys going to the parade on Tuesday?
Yes.
Excellent. So how did you hear about the festival? Like you came over obviously to Dublin to have a good time and all that. How did you hear there's a big beer festival on? How did you hear about that?
We actually looked at festivities that were going up online. Yeah, we searched there. Yeah.
Great. So you guys students or what are you guys up to these days?
We're studying abroad. We're studying abroad.
All studying abroad?
No, they're studying in Ireland. We're in Ireland. And the three of us are in Barcelona. Yeah.
Barcelona, also a good beer city right now. It's after he's recording. I actually will. And like, yeah, so we got a real interesting community here in Dublin for the beer festival. So guys, slogs to everybody.
So now we're on the coffee chocolate stout from White Hag. Interesting here, collaboration with 3FD Coffee in Dublin. Colin Harmon, how you doing, baby? Let's give us a go. Straight away the aroma, oodles of coffee. I mean, this is definitely a coffee beer. And that milk chocolate kicks in right away in the taste. You're getting that coffee initial kick, but bang, right away, milk chocolate on the way down. This is going to be your session beer, not safe to say. There's a little bit of strength to this, but yeah, I can have one or two of these.
Well, I'm currently on the White Hag Imperial Red Sour, if there is such a style. But
I had a taste of it. It is very sour, I will say that much.
It's damn sour. It's interesting. It's not as sour as, say, the Scarlet over the White Gypsy.
Not remotely, no.
But it's quite interesting. It's very sweet. There's almost a sort of almost a coffee and chocolate thing going on. So it's almost...
Which is interesting given that I'm having the coffee and chocolate White Hag right now.
Right, okay, right.
Coffee! We gotta go. Here's what we do. We just trade drinks on air. This is how the Pint of View works, people. We're the people's work right here.
Yeah, I had some of that earlier. It's fantastic beer.
It is, yeah. No,
and they have that going through a sort of a Randall kind of thing as well. You know, infused fresh coffee and hops, I think, as well. So, yeah, it's fantastic. I am very partial to a couple of beers here. Nothing has stood out as just, wow, showstopper. But,
yeah, but like, it's not a show where you want showstopper. It's a show you want. This is good.
Yeah.
Let's see what these come out in 6 months' time.
Yeah, I think of the beers that all the beers that I've had, most of them at some point. The beers that I've had today, the Wicklow Wolf Black Pearl Porter on draft it's absolutely beautiful. It's creamy. It's just has that right level of chocolate that you want from a porter. It's just fantastic, and it's not in your face. It's quite offensive.
We like to be offensive in this show.
Yeah. So it's fantastic. I mean, they have a great idea as well, and they're completely common if they don't have today, but that's the one here. I was really impressed with that.
So I got Chelsea and Catherine here who are here on holiday from California, is that right?
Yeah.
So how are you guys finding the beer festival?
Great. Yeah.
And so is this your first time in Dublin?
My first time, yeah. No, I'm actually based in Waterford right now, but I'm up here between the Dublin and...
Well, you got to try Metal Man when you're in Waterford. Great brewery down there.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And so how did you end up over here? Is this on holiday or what? Well, listen, enjoy your trip and enjoy the beer, guys.
Thank you.
We're Rich from Black Donkey. I've dragged him into the tavern because it's a bit loud in here. Rich, what are we drinking here?
So what we have here is a pilot brew. It's a prototype of a summer session beer that we're working on, obviously for the summer 2015. It is a brewed from the ground up beer intended to be extremely sessionable. It's
very floral in the nose there straight away.
It is. So what we did was we brewed it with a target ABV of about 3.5. Actually came in at about...
It does taste light, right?
Yeah. It is light, absolutely light. We use a lot of Belgian malts, Belgian yeast, so that even though it's light, it's 3.5% alcohol, it doesn't taste like some other super sessionable beers that are currently out there.
No, it is very different, but it's definitely a beer which goes down very... Definitely go for summer with this, right?
Yes, definitely. So we lived in the States for 20 odd years, which is kind of where we learned our love of craft beer and how to brew and so on.
I just made this accent. You are Irish?
I am Irish, oh very much so, yeah.
You can tell a hybrid goes living there.
My Drogheda accent got beaten out of me 20 years ago when I arrived in New York. But, so the Americans have an expression of a lawnmower beer.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily a great beer. Bud Light would be a classic lawnmower beer.
This is not Bud Light.
No, it's not. We were not going for a Bud Light here. We were going for something that was as drinkable, but infinitely more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And so...
I mean, you definitely hit that drinkable nature as well. It's obviously a very enjoyable beer, but what I'm getting here is, it's a summer when it's warm, and you might be able to have those high ABV beers. This is going to go down pretty soft.
Exactly right. It's still interesting enough. It's quite extensively dry hopped with mosaic hops. In fact, it's not a single hop beer. There's a different bitter.
It happens. It's okay, guys. You're fine. It happens.
Yeah, we're live here, by the way. It's got a bittering hop, a German bittering hop, which just provides a little bit of counterbalance to the sweetness. But then after that, it's all pearl, aroma, flavor, dry hop. Sorry, not pearl, mosaic. Yeah. And that's the floral you get. Bit of maybe lychee, mango, passion fruit, bit of grapefruit perhaps.
Absolutely, it's a great. Well, you'll hear about this more in the summer, no doubt.
Absolutely, we look forward to bringing it to you.
It's recording, so we're getting all this, you know. Okay. And that's just what occasionally happens at a beer festival, guys. People walk by and they start dancing. Now, most will be drinking at this, and we got a buddy here. What's your name? This is Joshua, and your name?
I'm Dave.
Dave. Dave, are you guys here on holiday?
No, we live here.
You live here?
We come here every year.
Residents? Every year for this
Every
festival?
year we come to this festival.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, listen, it's a great party, great time. So that's it here from the RDS. Lots of great drinking, not bad sausages, and the cookies are good too. Leave some comments below because YouTube seems to like that. Whatever, share it with your friends. Just, tune in next week where it'll just be the one beer, just the one. Maybe several of that one beer.